Hi there, sports fans. It's Denise Rouleau for Pro Sports Broadcasting. We're here at Chase Field tonight, the night that the Diamondbacks take on the LA Dodgers opening night.
Thank you, Denise. And last night, the Diamondbacks did take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is a news flash. There will be no beer served at Chase Field this year because the Diamondbacks lost the opener 5-2 to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Before the game, we had the opportunity to catch up with manager Torey Lovello.
I know you guys opened on the road last week, but is it any different here at home tonight, and how does that play out for you and the guys?
Yeah, of course. We're super excited to play here in front of our home fans, and we know they're out there. And opening day always seems to be the best crowd of the year. We get super energized by it. So it's going to be a fun afternoon as we go out there and prep for the game. And then once we see the stands fill up, it's going to be a really special day. So opening days never get old. I know we've done it on the road already, where you get out and get on the lines and your team's introduced. Today's just a little more special. Our entire team, our entire organization from the dugout level will be introduced, and that's always fun for me.
What do you think you showed the fans in the first 6 games?
Yeah, that we're a good baseball team, and we're going to give effort. We're going to be prepared, and we're going to be adaptable in any situation, and that we're going to keep moving forward in a very uncommon way. And that's who we are every single day. We're exciting. We're an exciting baseball team. We're loaded with athleticism. We're trying to capitalize on every key situation that we can. The coaches have been coaching their butts off. The players have been receiving the information. It's been a lot of fun to watch. We haven't particularly played our best baseball of the season yet. It's early. It's only 6 games. I know it, but we've probably played one good baseball game in the first 6, and we've managed to win 3 of them. So good things are on their way if we keep just grinding and doing what we know we can do.
Which one?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I would probably say the last game of the year was our best game. We put together at-bats. We played our brand of baseball. We were a little sloppy in the first couple innings. So I was last game of the Padres series, yeah. We were a little sloppy early. I don't think we were executing at a very high level defensively or with certain pitches in certain situations, but we figured it out. And our backs were against the wall against a really good starting pitcher in Yu Darvish, but we fought and we got into their bullpen and we won that game.
It seems like there's a lot of players in this roster that are built for some of these new rule changes. You get that feeling that you're taking advantage of some of the things that baseball has provided with these new rules? For sure. It
wasn't designed that way. We just wanted to get very athletic players in here, and that was done through the draft. The majority of our players are homegrown, and then these rule changes popped up last year, and at the start of this year, but we knew about them last year, and we knew we'd be able to capitalize in a different way. We were already very athletic. We were already going to steal bases. We were already going to exploit certain things that have only been enhanced because of these rule changes.
Has your game plan changed at all after being able to see what this team can do in these situations, or did you kind of already have an idea for what these guys are going to be able to do as far as on the base path?
Yeah, specifically on the bases, yeah, I knew that we were going to be very athletic and we could exploit some things, and we already did that at a very high level. So you add in 3 extra inches between the bases, the rules that weren't going to give you the opportunity to pick off an unlimited amount of times. I felt like it was going to amplify what we already did very, very well. It's from a manager standpoint, I manage the team that I have. I wouldn't ask a slow team to run fast, and I wouldn't ask a fast team to run slow. So I want to just find out where our strengths are, find out who we are, create an identity that I think we've already begun to create here, and continue to let that grow every single day.
I asked Melvin this the other day. It seems like the throw of the first is becoming kind of extinct. You only see it a few times a game now. He said he controls that. Do you control when your pitches are going over to first, or how does that work?
We control from the dugout. Jeff Bannister controls the running game, does an unbelievable job at it. He's really had to work hard, make some adjustments, but it comes from the dugout. It definitely comes from the dugout. We allow our guys to see the game through their own lens, and if they feel like something's there, to go ahead and take advantage of it, that will include throwovers. But we have some criteria that we follow. Once we throw over once, that we got to be a little bit more careful moving forward. But yeah, we work hard at that part of the game, and Jeff does an unbelievable job of limiting the amount of attempts. That's the key.
Sure, we got a chance to talk to Matt Bum in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
The biggest finds, everything scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah. We felt that way from the very beginning. I was just trying to be as transparent as possible with the group that was in LA, and saying that I felt the same way in my conversation with Bum. He's always been, very, very honest with me, and he told me that he wasn't overly concerned. He just felt a little fatigued, but at that point, we just decided on our side to get examined, and we did. And once again, he's going to make the start, and that's what I predicted, and that's what I felt very strongly would happen when I announced this several days ago.
Are there any other health updates or things to know about?
Nothing that I haven't already mentioned. I know Joe Mantiply was going to throw live to some hitters. I don't know if that was going to be happening or has happened, but I can update you on that one.
In this early going, do you see an advantage for the pitchers or the hitters, either or?
I always feel like there's an early advantage for the pitchers. Nobody's really seen them. They don't know what the stuff shapes like and looks like. And then once you get into the box, I think there's some familiarity that the hitters start to get a little bit more of an advantage. It starts to sway over in their favor.
Anything with the new rules?
Oh, specifically the new rules? No, I don't think so. I'm still trying to create a little bit of my own personal judgment on the pace of the game. Does it fatigue a pitcher? Are the hitters more engaged? Is less thought, less mathematics taking place? Everybody's thinking in this game. It's not a game where you just get up there and react and throw a baseball. That's the beauty of the time in between pitches. Now that that's been accelerated, I don't know. I don't know what that answer is right now. But I've seen some real clean baseball, and I've seen some sloppy baseball with or without the rule changes.
With Dre being a starter now in this role, like you pitched 2 innings, the other day you had an off day. Are you still? Is it harder to figure out how to use him, or
Yeah, a little bit. He's a very valuable piece to this organization, and we know that he's going to be a starting pitcher for us for a long time. But for right now, we have a need to have him throw out of the bullpen, and it's helped us. We won both games that he's been in. We're trying to figure out usage, overusage, and we don't want to hurt anybody. That's the bottom line. So we have a criteria that we follow. We have a model that is put together by some really, really smart people on our medical team, and I follow that. I'm not going to exceed limitations. I'm not going to exceed usage. I have to be very careful with him because he has a very bright future with us. But it is a little bit of a challenge because it's very tempting to want to run him out there all the time.
So are you thinking 3 down after this point?
I don't know that answer. It just depends on how many pitches he throws, where we're at in the season, how long it's been since he's thrown 60-plus pitches. So there's a really good model that we follow that we're going to get to determine whether he's going to be down a day, 2, 3, or more.
Can we expect to see more multiple inning saves out of him?
Yeah, I think there's certain scenarios that I've played out where he finishes the game after entering in the 6th or the 7th inning. The reason why it happened the other day is we were extremely thinned out in the bullpen, and I was going to ask Zach Gallen to go a little bit longer, and we felt like we got him to that point in the game where it was potentially going to go backwards on him, and then we just handed it over to the bullpen, and they did a great job. So we were thin. He was going to finish that game. That was the thought I had going into it. Where does that land? I can't predict where it'll land. We have very good relievers in that bullpen that probably would get other opportunities to close out games.
Right back to the pitch clock real quick. Josh Rojas was telling just a bit ago in the clubhouse, just he likes it defensively.
Yeah.
It keeps him on his toes. It feels like he's more alert, more into the game instead of those long lulls between pitches. Are you getting that sense from guys that they like it defensively?
Yeah, very much so. It's been an old baseball adage, right? You say, the pitcher's pumping the zone full of strikes, keeps the infielders engaged, keeps the umpire engaged. Everybody's engaged, and this is now created in a different way because of the pitch clock, where we're 100% engagement. You don't have time to let your mind wander. So, I'm a strong believer in that. I'm a former infielder. I just know when a pitcher was around the zone, the game moved in a very crisper, much more crisp fashion, and I was much more engaged.
So with Dbacks tweeted out pictures of Corbin Carroll being dropped off by his parents on opening day. Have you ever?
Yeah, but say it one more time, Cam. So was there something out there that happened?
Dbacks tweeted out that Corbin got
Okay.
dropped off by his parents today.
Yeah.
Did you ever dream that idea?
Makes me laugh. He is just such a great kid, and he turns into an unbelievable competitor at 640 or 710 tonight. That'll be the case. But I know that his parents have done a great job with him, and the fact that he gets dropped off by them to the ballpark doesn't surprise me at all. Parking's going to be tough tonight. I think everybody got dropped off today. Okay, it's going to be a sellout. Everybody's gotten dropped off today. My family dropped me off. Everybody's dropped off. But that was just a little more special when you know your parents are dropping you off. It's like Little League, right? Yeah, for sure.
Got a master's pick.
Yeah, Jason Day. I don't even know where he is. I just saw him on the practice tee today, and I like the way he looked, like the way his swing looked. Either he or Rory. That's the sentimental favorite.
Hopefully he'll be better than your San Diego State.
Yeah, but that was kind of by default because I felt like I had to, because we were there.
Homer Pickett.
Yeah, they let us use their court. I had to make that pick.
For your bullpen, you talked during spring training of not establishing a closer, but as the first week has developed, that Chapin in the 8th and Scott in the 9th and the view reversed. How does the back end of your bullpen shape up at this point?
Still the same, and I feel like it's worked very, very well. I think the baseball traditions have told you got to have a 9th inning guy, and you guys have been around me a long time. I was probably the last one home on that thought, right? I was still trying to find that closer, but I was a little bit more fluid this year. I felt like it was my job to adapt and adjust. And a lot of very successful teams have great years without naming a closer. Yeah, it would be great if Mariano Rivera was on this team, but he's not. We got to find a way to win games in an uncommon way. And asking these guys to be adaptable is a really big piece of this culture. Nobody's complained about it. They've taken the baseball. I've outlined certain thoughts or details or strategies that I have prior to games with certain pitchers, so they're prepared. And I think everybody appreciates that, knowing when they go into the game that they're going to be ready to go, and that's when they're going to be asked to be at their best, and they go out and execute. So it's worked out well right now.